The Pentagon is facing growing resistance in Congress over its plan to approve drugs and medical products without FDA involvement just hours before congressional negotiators are set to finalize a defense policy bill. Senate Help Chairman Lamar Alexander and Sen. Richard Burr on Tuesday said that they want back the annual defense policy bill H.R. 2810-115 if negotiators keep a provision that shifts some decision-making from the FDA to the Defense Department, raising the stakes in a fight, first reported by Politico on Monday. Their decision followed a series of warnings, including from FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, that the Pentagon's plan put soldiers at risk and would undermine the FDA's historic role. Story continued below. We share your goal of ensuring military service members have access to safe, life-saving medical products during battlefield emergencies or combat settings, Alexander and Burr wrote to Senate Armed Services Chairman John McCain-Ramirez, who backs the provision. The language currently in the bill does not meet that test, and if it remains unchanged, we will not be able to support the 2018 National Defense Authorization Act. Other lawmakers signaled their own concerns, including Sen. Patty Murray, the ranking member of the Senate Help Committee, though they didn't threaten to oppose the bill as written. Sen. Murray shares concerns that the current language could undermine approval standards that ultimately best serve both civilians and our men and women in uniform, and has been working on alternatives with members on both sides of the aisle, a Murray aide said. By signing up, you agree to receive email newsletters or alerts from Politico. You can unsubscribe at any time. The Pentagon has centered its argument on the availability of freeze-dried plasma, which it says can be a lifesaver for military personnel in combat and which the FDA has yet to approve. Under the DoD plan, a 5-person committee appointed by the department would be able to make decisions to approve drugs and products, including freeze-dried plasma, but conceivably other vaccines and treatments, for broad use by military personnel. But it's not clear that the disagreement over the medical language is enough to slow down the defense bill, which passed the Senate by an 898 vote in September and has been in a House Senate Conference Committee. Final language is expected on Wednesday. The FDA on Monday told Politico that freeze-dried plasma is on track for approval as soon as next year. FDA has been working closely with DoD to bring freeze-dried plasma to our troops and anticipates that these products will be fully approved for safe and effective use for our armed forces as early as 2018, an FDA official said. Rather than create a brand new regulatory process, Alexander and Burr asked McCain to replace the current provision with language that has bipartisan support from congressional health committees and would allow DoD to ask FDA to expedite product reviews as necessary. Congressional healthcare staff have been miffed that the bill's current language, backed by the Senate and House Armed Service Committees, blindsided them, saying that the Pentagon never raised its concerns about FDA and the delay in approving freeze-dried plasma despite numerous opportunities. They did not reach out, said one congressional aide. Not during FDA's PAHPA, cures, or FDARA, ticking off all the major pieces of FDA legislation and funding vehicles from the past year. DoD and the House Armed Services Committee did not reach out to us on this issue during any of our FDAR-related work, agreed an aide on the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which is one of the congressional committees with healthcare jurisdiction. The aide, who works on the majority, added that panel chairman Greg Walden has concerns with the provision but is continuing to work with House Armed Services Chairman Mac Thornberry and other negotiators to fix it. The growing dust-up drew in Gottlieb, who like his predecessors has traditionally avoided publicly commenting on pending legislation. In public remarks on Tuesday, he said that FDA remains best suited to handle medical approvals. We think we provide a level of oversight that helps ensure the safety of products, helps follow up to make sure that if there are adverse events we're monitoring them, we're collecting that information, Gottlieb said at an opioid prevention event hosted by The Hill. So we think keeping it within the FDA context is the right thing. Other clinical leaders on Tuesday also spoke out against the Pentagon's plan. Peter Lurie of the Center for Science in the Public Interest, a former FDA Associate Commissioner, said that it would be an effort to create an ALT-FDA and needed to be quashed before it puts the agency at risk. If the agency's essential statutory authority can be undermined in drugs, Lurie added, it can be undermined in food, or any other product that the agency regulates.